As entrepreneurs, we're told to pour our heart into everything that we write and to use ourselves as an example. You pour your heart into every post. You tell your story over and over. You share how you got started in quilting or in crafting and knitting and crocheting. You love it. What makes your work different is you. You are being so genuine and so real. And yet, when you look at your engagement, it feels flat. Or worse, you put so much emotion into a caption and barely anyone engages. And you start to wonder, am I wasting my time? Is anyone actually interested? Or am I just talking to myself? Here's what I think is happening. You are writing about your experience, and that is beautiful, and it's very captivating, and it can create a lot of connection, but your reader needs to see themselves in your writing, in your story, not just watch you tell it. There is a single shift, a one-word choice that can change everything. And today we're breaking it down. Welcome to Hey Tori, the podcast where I answer real digital marketing questions from quilters, crafters, and creative entrepreneurs just like you. I am Tori McElwain, digital marketing coach, quilter, and founder of the Digital Marketing Magic Coaching Program, or the DMMC. Every episode, I take a real question or struggle and walk you through exactly how I would coach it. And today we're talking about a principle I discovered this a few years ago for my own writing, and really I geared it towards email. And then I realized how well it worked with landing pages, how well it worked with posts. And I shared it in group coaching this past week, and it completely shifted how my clients connected with their audience. So it's not about posting more. It's not about being louder or copying anyone's formula. It's about writing in a way that makes someone reading feel like you're talking directly to them. And it starts with one word, you. Y-O-U, you. Before we jump into what Y-O-U, you really helps make your content so much better, I would love to ask you to leave a review. And if you found this podcast today helpful on how to shift your language with this one simple thing, please share it with an entrepreneur or an influencer or a creator that you know who is making content out on the internet that could use this small shift. It could change their marketing for the better. So I want to start by naming what I hear from creative entrepreneurs all the time. So this wasn't a specific question. Again, this came up during group coaching, and I thought it would make a great podcast episode. So how do I build connection with my audience? Or how do I build community on social media? Or even why does it feel like nobody is connecting with what I'm posting? So those are the right questions. And what I discovered is that most of us are trying to answer them by talking louder about ourselves. We are writing from the inside of our own experience. And that is good, but it also is the root of our problem. Connection doesn't come from telling a better story about who you are or how you got started or about your design choices or why you chose to teach the class you want to teach. It comes from writing to someone else's story and showing them where they fit into yours. And the fastest way to do that is to shift from I language, always talking about I, to you language or YOU in your marketing copy. And this goes for anything that you're going to be writing. And that is what we're talking about today. So here's what I see happening with most creative entrepreneurs. You have this amazing thing you've built, created, designed, or learned, and you want to share it. You want to show people, you want to help them, you want to teach them. So you write about how you discovered this thing, what it means to you, and why it's been changing your life, or at least improving it in some really great way. That is called I language. And do not get me wrong, your story matters. People want to know you. But when every post starts with I learned, I discovered, or my journey was, your readers is watching your story play out. They are not in it. They have no buy-in. They are not looking at it from the inside. They are on the outside looking in. So think about the difference between these 2 sentences. I spent 5 years perfecting my quilting technique before I figured out how to teach it. It's about it's about you. Now, listen to this. When you started quilting, the biggest frustration is when you keep thinking your quilting technique needs to be perfect before you can actually create a quilt. But here is what I've learned. It doesn't. See, that is more about them. Same idea, different language. So the first one is strictly your story. The second one is your story is more like their story with your expertise woven in. So inside the DMMC, the Digital Marketing Magic Coaching Program that I run, we think about nurture strategies. So there's 3 that we build our marketing around. One is lead strategy, one is nurture strategy, and the last is the launch strategy. Now, in the nurture strategy, that is the content and communication that builds trust between you and your audience. And one of the core principles we teach is your content should always be put in the reader scenario, not just yours. So this applies across everything. Like I said, your landing pages, your email sequences, your social media captions, your testimonials, your stories. Anywhere you're talking to someone about what you offer or teach, the YOU shift changes how they experience what you're saying. So here's the practical framework, and look at any piece of copy that you're writing. So next time you post on Instagram, the next description you write for YouTube, the next email you're going to send out to your people, look at who is this story about? What is this sentence about? If the answer is me, or if you see the word I popping up all the time, see if there's a way you can shift it to where all of your eyes, or a lot of your eyes, because sometimes we can't, to make sure it makes sense. But look at how many I's versus how many U's is in that caption, description, or email, and see if you can turn more of those I's into U's to talk to their point of view. So you may want to know why I'm bringing this up today, because one of my DMMC members did a simple reel the other day with one of her pre-launch content reels for Instagram. She had been mostly using I language in her post, which is natural. And then when we spoke about this in coaching this past week, she went back to that post and we realized that she had used you language. Now, this specific post went pretty darn big. I mean, almost, I don't want to say viral, but like almost viral. It was like 40,000 views is what it got on Facebook. And she was so excited. And when I spoke about this and how if we can change our words from I to you, it can help with connection. It can help put them inside the situation you're talking about. And when she went back to look, her words on that particular reel were very much you focused, using that you language. And I don't feel like this is a coincidence. That reel not only involved the you language, it also had a story, a bit of a tutorial in it. So there's a few aspects in there that I think helped it go big. But when people really feel like you're talking to them, they engage more, they comment more, they share more, and essentially, or eventually, you build that trust, that authority, and they tend to buy more. So here's where I want to show you how this works in practice, because rewriting copy to shift from I to you is exactly the kind of work that is simple and easy for you to do on anything that you're writing. All right, so I pulled up a social media post I made during that group coaching session. So what I did was I challenged them to use the you language in a reel. Now, we have been using James Wedmore's conversion cards, powerful language patterns that convert. And what I did was I turned some of his formulas and I help you create it for your business. So that's something we do in group coaching. If nobody has questions to bring, these are exercises we do. We also do this sometimes in social media social. I'll show them how to take some of these powerful language patterns and use them in their actual copy. So you can get James Wedmore cards anywhere on the internet right now. They're on sale right now. He runs them like twice a year, I think. So if you Google James Wedmore conversion cards, you could probably get a set yourself. Okay, so the formula, though, that's what I used. And I'm just going to share the one because I don't want to give away his IP. But we use that. Okay. But we use this formula to kind of create a caption. It's a very simple one, like where his formula kind of takes your own experience and then shifts it with one little transition phrase, like, this is how you've been feeling. And that's all he gives us. So we take it and I turned it into a social media post for a caption for myself. And then I helped them kind of create their own. And so one of them, I posted up on my fun account. I mean, if you know me, you know if you've been in my world, I should say, I have like 5 Instagram accounts, one of which is what I think of as my fun account where I get to experiment. I've called it my projects and patterns page. So if I ever do want to launch my patterns again, I have a small audience that I can launch to. So this reel I put on Instagram and Facebook. So I took my initial post was all I language. So I said, I've been struggling with getting my sojo back. So I started small. I just turned on my sewing machine so I can get my imagination going. So that was easy to write out. My point of view, easy to write. Then I go back and I say, okay, how could I shift this to use you instead of I? So I wrote, and this is exactly verbatim. If you've been struggling with getting your sojo back, start small. Sometimes just turning on your machine can get your imagination going. Now, engagement-wise, it's been 24 hours almost. It has, just over 24 hours. It has currently 1,300 views, 19 likes, 2 comments, and a share. And this is on an account where I have, let me double check how many followers I have just so you have an idea of the size of this account. This account has 393 followers. And my last reel only got 354 views. It was a project one where I was sharing a quilted postcard I made. And then this one has 1315 at the moment. Now that I backed out, I can see the full number. 1315 views. Pretty high engagement for my little account. Pretty happy with my fun account. So looking at the stats, it has 1315 views. The watch time is 1 hour, 38 minutes and 36 seconds, 22 interactions. Most of them are non-followers. We're talking 94% non-followers. And I've gained like 2 followers from this. Retention wise, it doesn't drop off really until 5 seconds in. So I think that's pretty darn good. So all I did was take a quick B-roll of me setting up my machine, threw this text in front of it, and then wrote a caption. Just kind of hinting that I have something coming. So I said, I've got another project in the works. After a few palette cleansing quilted postcards, I've got some sojo back. This one will be a special one for a very special person in my life. Follow along if you'd like to see the journey. So even then, I was very much I-focused. I could probably have switched that even in the caption around to a little more you-focused. So yeah. So here's your Hey Tori takeaway for this week. And I want you to take this will probably take you a full minute to do, is I want you to think of one piece of copy. Maybe it's the next newsletter you're writing, a caption for today's social media, a description for your next YouTube video, and write it in your I language and then shift it to your you language, just like we just did with that reel. And see how it goes. Check your metrics, see if it does better. If you need an idea of what to do, you just got one, right? Set up your phone where you can see you and your sewing machine or anything that you use to craft. So if you're near you with your yarn and needles, if you're a crocheter, yarn with your hook. If you're a hand quilter or an embroiderer even, get your hoop with your fabric so you can see you and the thing you're about to work on. Just take 7 to 8 seconds to set up yourself to start working. And that's it. Throw the text up in front of it and see how it goes. Oh, and pick a trending audio. That's always helpful. So TikTok has trending audio. Facebook has trending audio. Instagram has trending audio. So do shorts on YouTube. So pick a trending audio and see how it goes. And if you really want to see if this works, do it 3 or 4 times this week and see if your engagement goes up. If this episode resonated with you, if you found something valuable in here, please send this to an entrepreneur you know would love this short, little, easy thing that you can do to help create more community, more engagement in what you're sharing on. And I want you to know this is exactly the kind of thing we do together inside the digital marketing coaching program, except it's tailored exactly to you and what you are launching. Inside the DMMC, we're building your entire marketing around 3 pillars: the lead strategy, the nurture strategy, and a launch strategy. And today we were living in the nurture strategy. So building content and copy that actually creates connection and moves people toward an offer. So my members get all access to 5 custom AI chatbots, including Bob the Builder, who helps with landing pages, the Break It Up bot, and Sila for your email sequences, and more. They get a personalized marketing roadmap, live group coaching every month, and a private Facebook community, and the option to work with me one-on-one at 50% off, or every month if it feels right. All of it is built for creative and crafting entrepreneurs because generic marketing advice doesn't always work for us. The best way to see if the DMMC is a fit for you is to book a free 30-minute call. We'll talk through your business and we will see if we're a good fit. And if you have a question, if you have a struggle, if you are just frustrated with the world and the marketing, send me a question, send me a brain dump. Let me know what is going on. I will create something out of it and get you some help through this podcast, or you can join the DMMC and we can work together there. So until next time, keep creating, keep marketing, and remember, you do not have to figure this out alone. I'm Tori McElwain. Talk to you soon.